Hey, Nimish, we'll just start in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first webinar of the FEST iSchoolConnect FEST 6.0. So we have Nimish with us here, Nimish Atmantivar. So she has almost 8 years of experience of working with top universities. Her students have received offers from Cornell, University of Illinois, Urbana University, University of Chicago, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Purdue, and so on. She has worked on various programs like undergraduate, master's, MBA, PhD with concentration in computer science, psychology, urban planning, mathematics, economics, biology, engineering, pre-med, etc. She has experience of dealing with the most popular countries in the world like USA, UK, and Canada. Welcome, Nimish. We are happy to have you here. We can start with our first webinar of the FAIR 6.0.
Thank you, Pooja. Welcome everyone for the fest. Today, so we would be discussing a few details about how a particular application really works. So I'll just share my screen. Yes. So just give me a minute. It is loading. Yeah. So these are the things. So study abroad and guidelines regarding the admissions. This is what something that we would be discussing today. So well, let's go ahead with that. Yeah. So what is an application? What components are a part of application? What is an SOP, LOR, essay, other documents that are required, an interview, visa interview, and most important, how we as iSchoolConnect would be helping you with all this. So yeah, this is what we would be discussing today. Okay, so this is the most important thing that as a student, I think every student should know about this, and every student should plan their applications accordingly. Because this is one of the most important thing that a student need to have if you're planning for overseas education first. And so let's say if you want to fly for fall 2023, that is September 2023, the application process starts a year prior. So that is this year, September 2022, we will start with the application process. This is how it works. It's a complete 1 year process. And well, this 1 year you have to plan accordingly. So what is the most important thing that you have to do? Even maybe before September, the most important thing that I feel every student has to do is research universities. Obviously, you want to go to certain universities. If we think about universities, only in US, there are more than 5,000 universities. Obviously, you're not going to send application to each and every university that you're going for. So which is the best university for you? Which university is offering the best program according to your choice? Who has good curriculum? This is something which is very important. Then state wise, which state is good for you? Or which state has maybe more job opportunities compared to others. So this research is really time consuming. So every student should start working on this as soon as you decide to go overseas. So first you should narrow down the country that, okay, this is the country that I'm pretty sure that I want to go for. And then maybe you can decide, look into the universities that suits you the best. So researching the university, if anyone wants to go for a research program, so which university is offering research? If anyone wants to go for medicine program, all universities are not going to offer you medicine. If you want to go for the most popular program, that is computer science. However, not necessarily every university is for you. So researching is the most important thing that every student should start working on. While doing research, you can also start preparing for your score. So when I say score, what do I mean is the most competitive exams that we have, that is GRE, GMAT, SAT, IELTS, and TOEFL. IELTS and TOEFL, obviously, we know are the most common exam, and every student has to give it no matter what. But GRE is something for masters, GMAT is something you have to give if you're going for MBA, and SAT for undergraduate exam. So preparation for these exams again take time. Just giving the exam is not going to help you. Scoring good marks is equally important. So preparation for these exams is very, very important. All the exams has verbal and mathematics as the part of the curriculum. Then colliding all the marks. So when we apply for a certain universities in any country, generally they ask for the marks. They will ask you for past 4 years marks. For example, if let's say you're going for UG program. So for UG program, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th predicted is something that is expected by the university. And if you're going for master's program, then your last 4 years mark sheets are required, semester wise mark sheets. So collecting all these mark sheets, there are something called as transcripts, which I asked by the university. So applying for the transcript to the university, which can be time consuming. So this is something that every student has to look into, which is this can take time, especially transcript might take time. So these are the more important thing. As I said, giving your GRE, GMAT, SAT is a bit time consuming. The same time you can also do the research of the university, and parallelly you can also start colliding all your transcripts. Now, starting with the application, most of the universities will start their portal in September. As I just said, if you want to apply for, let's say, fall 2023, the application process or the portals of the university will start in September 2022. So this is the basic way how mostly the universities open. So if the portals have started and you can start filling the application, we always advise you to create your credentials and start working with on the applications. So application, the basic details could be filled. And you have to keep on monitoring your application. So of course you have started an application, you can start filling the application. You have to start monitoring what are the documents required. So every application, every university gives you the detail of their application. I mean, once the account is created, you get all details in it, like what SOP, what is this? Okay, SOP, we know what most of the people what is SOP. However, we will be discussing it a bit later. However, we know what is an SOP, what is the word limit of SOP, especially for undergraduate students, what are essays, because university might ask for more than 2, 3, 4, 5 essays as well. Top ranked universities have asked 5 essays as well. For MBA, there are also video essays at time that students are expected to be given. So once you create an application, you get all this information on the application. Obviously, all this information is available on the website as well. But on application, everything is very clean and clear with the word limit and video essay. If it is required, then what things do they exactly expect in video essay, how long it has to be. Everything is in a lot in detail in the applications when we start applying. Resume, again, what things are they expecting to be there, so everything. So applications are very important and monitoring them. So today this is the essay that I have to write, or these are the essays this university is asking for, this particular essay. This particular university has word limit for LOR. LOR, letter of recommendation, sorry, a statement of purpose, for statement of purpose. Now, during all this process, LOR is something that is not in our control. What I mean is by saying that we have to get the LOR by the recommenders. So when I say recommenders, obviously university portal will also guide you with how many recommendation are required. For MBA, they might ask for 3. For UG, they might ask for 3. Masters also, they might ask for 2 or 3. So you have to talk to these recommenders. You have to tell them that they will be getting a link in which they have to fill some information about the student and upload a recommendation. So this is not something in our control, because your recommender has to take the responsibility of doing it. Now he can take 1 day, he can take 1 week, or 15 days as well. So you have to give them enough time to their own time to fill the recommendation. So this is very important. When we think about overseas education application, timeline is something that is very, very important for every student, and we have to consider it. It is one of the most important thing when we start with the applications, or when we start to think of overseas education. Now, next, the most important thing that comes is scholarship. Scholarship, there are majorly two types of scholarship. One is need based and one is need blind. If you want to apply for need blind scholarship, which means is that your profile is so good that university wants you to join them, and that is why they are giving you the scholarship. So whether you have financial need or you don't, that is completely secondary for the university. That is not their concern. But to apply for this scholarship, for most of the universities, not all, but for most of the universities, it is very important that you apply before first deadline. Only then you're considered for scholarships. Few universities might have some other terms and conditions. Some universities might ask you for extra SOP LOR. Some universities might ask you for extra essays. So obviously it differs from university to university, but majorly if you want to apply for need blind scholarship, it is always advisable to apply before first deadline of the application. Second is need-based scholarship. Need-based, obviously your profile has to be good. There is no option whether your profile is good or bad. That has to be good. However, if you're going for need-based scholarship, then there are a lot of documents that will come in picture. There is a lot of verification that will come in picture. There might be more essays, more LOR than expected. Because here we are actually telling the university that okay, my profile is good, but I'm not financially strong. So please provide me the financial assistance or maybe financial support. So obviously we really need to prove to the university that first, obviously my profile is good. Second, I really need financial help. So need-based scholarships are time consuming. You obviously have to apply before deadline, but it can take a lot of time. And there is no guarantee of any scholarships for, let it be need based or need blind. There are no guarantees of it. So it's very important for every student to timeline the application, because only then you can target the scholarships. If you do not timeline them, then it's off. I mean, obviously you're missing the scholarship for that particular semester or year at least. Okay, all these things are done. We have done the research, we have sent filled the application, SOP, LOR, everything is in place, and you have submitted your application on time. So of course, every university has multiple deadlines. First deadline is for scholarship majorly, but there are obviously, if you miss that deadline, doesn't mean that you're not going to get any admits. So every university has multiple deadlines. After every application is submitted, after a certain period of time, university is going to take their own time to check your application, because obviously they have a number of applications to be checked. University will check all applications, and then they will finalize their decision. So maybe after around 2.5 months, majorly students start getting their decisions, whether it is an accept or it's a reject. So once you get the acceptance from certain university, now you have, obviously you are going to apply for multiple universities. Once you have acceptance and rejection from all the universities, then you start deciding which university you want to go for. And once you make this decision, then based on the final offer letter, or in every country has different type of offer letters, like US has I-20. So once you get these kind of final offer letter, with that letter, now you can go for your loan if required. So obviously you're going for student loan. So the bank needs to know which university you're getting through, what program you're getting through, and do you have a final offer. I think very, very important thing. So you can do your pre-work on it when you, after submitting an application and before getting an offer, you have few 2.5 months in your hand, where you can obviously do some pre-work. You can do the research on the banks, which university is providing how much loan, what type of loan they are giving, collateral, non-collateral. There are so many things involved in that. So you can obviously do all that study, and once it's your turn to apply for loan and your studies is done, you can finally decide on which bank you want to go for, and you can definitely apply for loan. Now, loan application and loan approval again is time consuming for most of the students, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, so it differs for which type of loan you are applying for. So depending on that, it can take time. Now, next, obviously, visa. Uh, I always say this for visa. Your all efforts are waste if you do not get your visa on time. So it's very important that to clear your visa, every country has different application processes for visa. Some country will ask you for interviews, some country will say we need only documents. So that differs from country to country. But every country has certain ways of visa, and filing the documents, mostly financial, are the most important documents which every country is going to ask you for. And there are some countries like US who will also take your interview. So interview preparation again is one of the most important thing, and documents are obviously the required thing, and cracking the visas a very very important thing. But then of course, if we timeline everything, we have a lot of time to plan things. uh, Apply for visas, getting dates for visas, or sometimes post COVID it has become a bit difficult. Prior it was not that difficult, but I believe things are coming on track again. But yeah, so visas again very important, but it can take time. So if you plan everything properly, it will be easier for you to apply for visa on time. Then obviously booking your tickets. Ticket booking is very, we know, the sooner you book, you are on more profit. I mean, they are cheaper. So planning is really important. Plan your tickets early and book them. Of course, finally, every country, or I would say most of the countries, let you enter that particular country 1 year before the program start date. So the final offer letter that you have, on that there is a program start date, and you are eligible as a student on student visa to enter the country a month prior. So it depends, for every student it is different. Few students will go for a month prior, few have their relatives over there, so they prefer going and being with them. Few go there, they do their own research about uh, the living style, the Indian culture, or even things like where will you get Indian food. So you get time to do all these things if you just plan things properly. So I generally advise, and I think this is the time, we are in the month of July. So all those who are actually planning for overseas education, I think this is the time where you can start the process if you want to fly for fall 2023, obviously for spring 23 as well. But this is for someone who wants to fly for fall 2023. For spring, right now we have to start with the applications because the portals are already open. So this is the roadmap that every student should actually follow. Okay, what does your application really content of? Very very important question. So okay, so you have finalized the universities. Now you have to start with the applications, a very important part. So what would you start with? First you have to create your own account in the portal. Once you create the account, we have to understand one thing over here, that university do not know you personally. Application is the only way through which they will know you, they will judge you, or they will understand you. So there are a lot of questions about you, like most common, like your name, your address, which country you belong to, what is your nationality, where were you born, have you ever been to US, have you ever been to, do you know anyone from the university. So these are very small and basic questions that university will ask you. Then next important question that they would be asking you is about your university. What program have you done? What was the duration of your program? When did you finish your program? When will you receive your degree? What subjects have you taken? For undergraduation students, at times they also ask you for the subjects, like what have you done in ninth, what have you done, what subjects you did in 10th, 12th. So everything in detail. They will also ask you, we have to upload a lot of documents over here. So the individual mark sheets, your 9th, 10th, 11th, your transcripts, everything has to be uploaded over here. So student information is nothing but all about the existence of student, or rather all information about that student is something that they will ask, and they want to know about you. Aptitude test, obviously, as I said, you have to give these exams. These are mandatory by most of the universities, though not all. but most of the universities will ask you for GRE, GMAT, SAT. When we fill an application, when we do application filling for certain university, obviously we can upload the transcript, your mark sheets for few universities. However, few universities will also ask you to do score reporting. Score reporting is nothing but you have to ask, okay, so if I have to give you an example, GRE is through ETS. So we have to request ETS to send my score to the particular university that I have finalized. So this is what is called as score reporting. Obviously, it has its own cost for around $10-12, I believe, for per university. But when you give the GRE exam, you are also allowed to send you're allowed to send your GRE score to 4 universities for free. That is one. And second, after every 4 university, GRE will charge you to do the score reporting. So again, this has to be done before application deadline. So score reporting, again, very important. Extracurriculum activities and community service. Okay. So we all know when you're thinking about overseas education or any country, applying to any country, your competition is not India anymore. Your competition is entire world. So just imagine, even if you're a 95% student and let's say you have scored 330 out of 340 in GRE, just imagine all over world, how many students would be scoring the same? In this that is why extracurriculum activities and community service are very, very important. University really wants to know, apart from your studies and aptitude test, what extra, oh, how is your profile different than so many applications that they're getting? How is it different? So have you done any community service? Were you in some NGO? Or I always ask my students to go to join some NGO. You should go to some underprivileged. I mean, these are just examples. There are n number of things that you can do, but you can go to some underprivileged kids and teach them, maybe, or old age home or animal welfare. There are so many things that you could be done if you want to do, and it is advisable to do. Apart from that, you can do a lot of program. I know students who are into research. They have publications, they have represented India nationally, internationally somewhere. So these all, see these I'm giving you like top notched examples, but of course small things could also be done. Even you can do small courses. You can do, if students, I know a lot of students who are into music, who are into culture, who are into, dancing. Oh, there are a lot of things that you could do. So this extracurricular activity plays a very, very important role when we think about overseas education. I repeat myself, university do not know you. University will judge you based on entire profile and entire applications that you're giving. So extracurriculum activity plays a very important role of your personality. Academics, obviously, as I discussed, you have to give entire information about your college, your school, where have you studied, what have you been doing till now, how many years of degree you have taken, did you finish your degree, when did you finish your, when are you going to get your degree, when did you finish your exam and degree, because we have some time in that. So this is all information that university always want to have. Next, and the most important thing, English proficiency. So there are a lot of universities we might find universities who would say, that's fine if you don't have GRE, GMAT, and SAT. But there are hardly any universities who will say we are comfortable not having IELTS or TOEFL. Please take this for granted that IELTS and TOEFL are one of the are the mandatory exam required by the university. So why are they mandatory? Simple, those are English speaking exam. This exam is a proof that you understand English. So what does it have? It has reading, writing, speaking, and listening. 4 factors that a language has. And they're testing you on all 4 factors. So we belong to a country which is not, our first language is not English. So that is why for us, it is mandatory to give the entire exam. I mean, to give these exams, it is a mandatory requirement. IELTS and TOEFL are, either one of them is required and you have to give it. SOP and essay, we will be discussing them a bit in detail in the upcoming slides. LOR, Yes, as I said, letter of recommendation. So if you are from school, your teachers, your school counselor has to recommend you. If you are from for masters, your professors, and if you are for MBA, your colleagues or your seniors have to recommend you. And of course, LORs are also something that we would be discussing a bit in more detail, and work experience. So not all degrees will need work experience, but degrees like MBA, it's a mandatory requirement. For most of the universities, again, I would repeat myself, for most of the universities, it's a mandatory requirement that you need to have some work experience. For undergraduate kids, obviously, it is not expected from them. And masters, if you have, it's an add-on. Okay. So the most important test, and I think a lot of students are really worried about these tests. So okay. So we know that GRE, GRE is out of 340. Average score is 390, or I would say around 300. 310 is a decent score, and that is something that you should target. And cost, as you can see, it is $205. And obviously, as I said, all these exams has reading, writing, and your quantitative, that is mathematics. SAT, as we know, it is for undergraduate students. The total score is out of 1600. Average score is around 1000, 1100, I would say, and the cost is around $100, as you can see. GMAT, again, it is the most important exam if you want to go for MBA. It's a mandatory exam. It is mostly for business school, as I said, MBA. The score, obviously, as you can see, it is out of 800, and it will cost you around $250. TOEFL, it's for, so the basic difference, if I have to tell you, between IELTS and TOEFL is majorly accepted by the US universities. So if we generally advise you to give TOEFL if you are targeting only US, but as if you are targeting multiple countries, let's say if you're targeting US, UK, Canada, and all these different countries, then we advise you to give IELTS, because for a lot of countries, for visa also, IELTS is a mandatory requirement. So in this kind of situation, we will always advise you to give IELTS. But if you're targeting only US, then it's better to give TOEFL over IELTS. However, a lot of, I would say 90, almost all universities in US will also accept IELTS. So it's your choice. TOEFL is out of 120, and you should score minimum around 82 to 90, and it will cost you around $200. Same goes with IELTS. It is out of 9. So it is out of 9. When I say that, each band is out of 9. That is reading 9, listening 9, speaking 9, and reading, writing, speaking, listening, everything is 9, 9, 9, 9. That the minimum score has to be 6.5, and each band has to be above 6. English, it will cost you around 175. ACT is similar to SAT. SAT is more popular in India than ACT, but you can give ACT as well. That is out of 36, and it will cost you around $51. PT is not really advisable we will not really advise you to go for it. If no other choice, then go for it. But over PT, I'll rather advise you to go for ICE. Okay, now, most important thing, what is SOP? This is very, very important thing, I feel. So mostly I generally try to put this. SOP is divided into two parts. Obviously, I'll explain you what it is. However, here, as you can see, you have to introduce yourself. Why do you deserve something? Who are you writing for? What are your expectations? So what motivated you? All these things. Now, SOP is technically divided into two parts. One, about you. What are you? What have you been doing for such a long time? Why did you choose a certain program if you have chosen that? What motivated you in your life to do something that you have done? Have you done any leadership work ever in your life? If you have done, how did you handle it? How did you reach it? Have you done something? So it's all about you. What have you done? It's about describing yourself and your life. Part 2 of the SOP is nothing but why did you choose that university? Now, I just said only in US, there are 5,000 plus universities. Obviously, you're not going to choose, you're not going to send application to all of them. You would be sending it to few certain universities. So why are you sending that? Why did you choose those universities, and why are you applying to those universities? So you have to give a very good reasoning. So SOP plays a very important role, especially when it comes. Again, university will read your SOP and judge you based on that. So SOP is very, very important. So, okay. So this I will be explaining a bit later. We have a wonderful tool, a wonderful AI tool, which will help you in that will actually check the content of your SOP, quality of your SOP, and it will tell you where are you lacking. This I will actually show it to you. So let's go to it a bit later. Yeah. Okay. Now LOR. Who should write your LOR? I somehow get these kind of questions from a lot of students that, ma'am, my uncle is in US, so can he give my recommendation? Or I have done some, I go to tuitions and my tuition teacher is my teacher. So can he give the recommendation? We need to understand here, it's very important that what is a recommendation, or yeah, recommendation. What is a recommendation? Recommendation, university is asking the recommendation from your current teachers. They cannot be your tuition teachers. They have to be your school teachers. So recommendation for bachelors, it is your school teacher who will give you. So for example, or subject teachers, for example, let's say if you want to go for computer science, so it is very important that you give the recommendation from physics teacher and mathematics teacher. Giving a recommendation from English teacher will not really help you much. So this is very important. Every student needs to understand that from whom you have to get the recommendation. Getting recommendation from anyone is not going to help you. So for bachelor's, recommendation has to come from two teachers, obviously based on the program that you want to do in your future. So based on that, maybe we can discuss and finalize the faculties and subjects from whom you should take the recommendation. And of course, most of the universities will also ask for school counselor. For masters, mostly it is from 2 or 3 professors, your college professors. So obviously they want to know how were you in your college, how did you study, did you really study well? And the way it goes for UG students, it's similar for masters. They want it from your professors, school professors. However, for MBA, they want it from your managers, your clients, because you're going for MBA program. So they really want to know how are you at your work. And that is why when we MBA is a degree that is for working professional or for those who already have work experience. So that is why for MBA, it always comes from the managers and clients. Okay. Components in CV, obviously, CV is one of the most important part of your application, I would say. Okay, so we all know, obviously, your personal information, your personal details has to be given. Educational details you have to fill in the application, but you also have to give all the details in your CV as well. Work experience, how many companies have you worked? What kind of projects have you dealt with? What is your responsibilities in a certain company? And all these things you have to mention in your working experience. Co-curriculum activities, obviously, as we know, there are a lot of co-curriculum activities. What are your choice? What are your hobbies? What do you do apart from your studies? As we discussed, recognition. Have you been awarded with anything in your school days, during your working professional? Did you get any awards? And all those things have to be mentioned. Extracurriculum activities, obviously. If you have any extra skills apart from your studies, if you have done anything extra. And cover letter. Cover letter is nothing but just a short few lines about yourself, I would say, to explain yourself. So CV again is very important part of your application. Personal statement, like SOP, personal statement are again short sample writing, as you know, and it's quite similar. Again, over here, personal statement is more personalized, I would say, than compared to your SOP, statement of purpose. In statement of purpose, you also discuss about the universities and everything. But in personal statement, you talk more about yourself, or you talk in detail about yourself. Why? I mean, you actually give the story of your life. So personal statement is majorly more detailed compared to SOP. So what it includes, obviously your skills, your ability, your strength. uh, in SOP, I would not really say that you will still talk about it, but not in as detailed as your personal statement. Personal statement, maybe in SOP, if you're giving one example in your life, in personal statement, it is advisable to talk more about something, or talk in more detail about the skills that you have, talk in more details about the ability, your strength, uh, lessons that you have learned from certain situations. So personal statement is yes, but we have to remember one thing. Let it be SOP or personal statement, university statement, Hi, I'm really sorry. There was
Sure.
some disturbance. Yeah,
No problem, Nimish. You can continue the presentation. Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So, score reporting, as I said, we already discussed that we have to ask your the programs from, I mean, let's say ETS to send the score reporting following the application deadline. The very important thing, application deadline has to be followed. Credit evaluation. Now, not all universities, but few universities will ask you for credit evaluation. So, what does it mean? In India, we have percentage or CGPA, whereas in other most of the countries they have GPA. So CGPA and percentage obviously, as we know, is out of 100, and GPA, as we CGPA is out of 10, but GPA is out of 4. So credit evaluation is nothing, but they convert all these, I mean, the programs that we have done, how long we have done, the marks, all of them is converted to GPA. That is what is credit evaluation. That is third party evaluation. Not all universities will ask you for it, but if some university is asking you for it, then we have to give it. Financial documents, obviously, it's very important that you should have all your financial documents in place. We have to prove to the university, or we have to give some certain proofs to the universities that yes, I am financially stable to come there and study. And portal, so after we submit a particular application, every university sends their own portal credentials. We have to keep on looking for it, because if any document is missing, if university has not received certain documents, if university has not received your score, if university has not received your credential evaluation, or even your offers, everything mostly generally comes on the university portal. So these are the most important things that you have to keep in your mind. Now, interview. Okay, so there are two stages where the interview would be taken in your case. First interview is the university interview. So top ranked universities generally will take interviews. That is mostly on Skype, Zoom, Google, WhatsApp, obviously. And for MBA, take it for granted that most of the universities will take your interview. Masters, not necessary, and university will take an interview, and not again necessary for undergraduation, where in interviews they just try to judge you what they ask you a lot of questions. Okay, so interview is a very important part for most of the universities. Then visa, again very important. Am I audible?
Yes, Nimish, you're audible, you're
Yes.
audible. You're just
Yeah.
breaking in between, but yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
much clear. Yeah. You
Okay.
can go on, yes.
Really sorry guys about that. There is some internet issue that is happening. Really sorry about that. Next interview, that is visa interview. So most of the universities will take visa interview. No, sorry, I'm really sorry about that. Most of the countries like USA will take visa interview. Obviously, at the time of visa, they really want to know, are you serious about it? Are you not? They just want to make sure that you're not an immigrant. And yeah, visa interview is something that we will be preparing you, and we would be taking care of it. uh, then uh, then second is obviously that interview you have to go to embassy, and that is where you can give that interview. So do not worry, let it be admission interview, let it be visa interview, ISC is always there to guide you with all these interviews. What is university looking at now? See, as I said, university gets application all over the world. So just imagine how many applications a certain universities must be getting every year. So why will university choose you over other students? So obviously they want to know your skills. Are you a genuine student? How good are you? Are you serious? So how do university judge you on these things? As you can see, they want to know your basic communication. Are you a good fit for that program? Or have you applied if you have applied for specific programs, what are the specific skills and experience you have? How will university judge you on all this? This is where your SOP and personal statements comes in picture. So that is why it is very important, and these are the things that university would be looking for. um yeah. So okay, so what these are the things that, again, next things that university would be looking for is your English. They will be testing your English, and they will be, so these are few things that you have to take it for granted, that university is looking for these things, and they will uh, look for certain things, and they will not look for certain things. If they feel that you're not sincere about the program, if they feel that you're just you just want to come here, come to a certain country and just do uh, be there, have fun and go back, then this is what the university will not really consider this. So it is very important that you show the seriousness towards your program. uh, okay, so how our AI tool will help you, this is something that I will actually show it. So okay, so I'll just Pooja, I think I can go to my AI tool, right? I can just quickly give a
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, sure. You can just give a, a demo of our products, of course.
Yes. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Yes. So I'll just share my screen. Yes. So this is our AI tool. This is wonderful. This works amazing for all of the students. Once you enroll, you would be getting the access for it. So here, as you can see, this is the basic details where we expect our students to fill all the information about the student. Educational information, from where have you done your degree, from where have you done your 10th, 12th, graduation, everything. Experience, whatever experience you have. Test score, we expect you to mention all the test score over here. And preference is, I'll explain the preference a bit later. This is the place where we expect all our students to fill all their documents, upload all the documents. Now, the most important tool here is the browse course. I generally tell this to my students that this somewhere works like Google, where you just have to give, where you can just say, let's say computer science. So I want to go to, let's say, UK and US are my choices. Degree, I want to go for masters. Tuition fee, maybe I'm open for $50,000 per year. Partner, non-partner, I want all. So this is a quick shortlist that I get of the universities who are offering my program, computer science. So this, wherever you see, whenever a student is doing this and you see a yellow color handshake, that means it is a partnered university. So this is a very quick shortlist that a university get. Obviously, this is a generic shortlist. It is not profile driven, but at least you can start going through the universities and you know which university is offering your program. Now, when I click on a certain universities, I get more details about it. Like, what is the ranking of the university? As you can see, Purdue ranks 49 nationally in US ranking. It is the 23rd best college, and a 30th public college. QS ranking is 116. So what is the IELTS requirement? The minimum IELTS requirement here is 6.5. TOEFL is 79. That is the minimum requirement. Now, if I want to do some more research about the university, then here you can obviously see the tuition fee and everything, but I want to have some more details about it. So I go here, and when I click here, I get more details about the university. This is actually taking me to the university portal. So you don't have to go on Google and search everything in detail. You get everything on a single page. You just have to go here and it directly takes you to the university page. Here you are obviously getting more details about the university, more details about the program. And from here you can do your more research if required. So this is how the portal works. This will give you this is a generic fee. This is a tuition fee, cost of living, how many total students apply, out of which how many are international students, how many. So here, this actually gives you more details about the university. And this research becomes really easy. Trust me, going on Google, searching the links, finding everything is a tough job. This portal will really make your life easy over here. Then I spoke about the SOP LOR editing tool that we have. So let's say you have a essay ready with yourself, and this is how it works. Okay, so it is giving me complete analysis. It is giving me complete detail. This is already, we have already done the analysis to just give you a quick details. So this is how it works. So work experience, it says, it clearly tells you what things you have to be done. So please note that 31% of your SOP talks about your work experience, and we recommend you limited topics under this. So this portal is actually giving you details about what has to be done. Where are you lacking? Orange means you really need to work on it. Red, oh, you really have to kind of change the passage and everything. Green, it's perfect. There no changes are required. It clearly says great. So this is a proper tool analysis. Once your SOP, your statement of purpose is ready, you just have to copy paste it over here and it will quickly analyze it. It is that simple. It will also tell you simple things like is the paragraph very long? Are you missing some full stop or anything? Everything is available here, and it is very quick and also time saving. So this is the SOP tool that we have, and recommendation. We will be sharing the set of universities which, based on your profile, which will be categorized in safe, reach, and dream. So if I have to explain you safe, reach, and dream, dream is mostly where there are very less chances of getting through. Hardly, I would say 5 to 10% chances of getting through them. Reach is mostly 50% chances of you getting through the university. Safe, there are more than 90% chances of you getting through those universities. And this shortlist that you get is profile driven. So every student will get different shortlists based on the marks, based on your GRE, GMAT, SAT, TOEFL, IELTS, and of course your academics, your extracurriculum activities, community service that you have done. So this is completely profile driven. Next, and the very important tool that I would say is interview training. So we did speak about interview. This tool will actually help you in understanding how was your interview. So we expect you to record your interview over here. Obviously, just give me, okay, yeah, it's loading. So obviously after your interview is recorded, it will give you how was the quality, how good it was, based on your behavior, were you focused, how was your energy. See, obviously this is a tool that this is really very helpful tool. It is going to judge you based on your behavior, and how did you I mean, how much time did you take, how confident you were, based on your attitude and everything, it will judge you. But apart from this also, the human touch is always required. So after this also, your mock interviews would be taken by one of us, and we will be helping you with them. We will also, even for SOP LOR, there are editors who would be guiding you. So this is a wonderful tool that we would be sharing with you. It will give you, it will really save your efforts, your time, and it is quick. So this is something very important, and this tool is shared by with all the students who enroll with us, and obviously this is really very helpful. So I think this was a quick walkthrough to for our tool, and now I'll just go to, okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, so that was a quick portal walkthrough to our tool, and that's it. So this was all about overseas education from my end today. I have shared my you can always connect over here, iSchoolConnect. These are the links that you can join us. We are also there on WhatsApp, and you can get more information on WhatsApp as well. So Pooja,
Thank you.
yes, yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nimish. We had a very great session with you. So, hello everyone. We hope you had a very nice session with our expert Nimish at Kantiwar. So, I would quickly just take you through the platform that you are currently in, that is the FEST platform. So, I'll just share my screen and I'll just show you, how where you need to go after you are done with the webinar over here. So, I'm pretty sure this is something that you are seeing once you log in from your mobile or from your laptops. So this is the home screen bit about the study abroad fest. There are a lot of information over here that you can go and check out. That these are the badges that we have over here. So this is the live webinar that is actually going on, and you have joined the session through here. So I urge you to, after you do that, I urge you to go to the university fair section. There are a lot of booths over here, including our booths as well as universities from all around the world. So you can see that all these booths are live now, which means that the university representatives are already in these booths live and waiting for you to go and ask your queries to them. This is, I feel, a wonderful opportunity for you to go and talk one-on-one with the university representatives. And if at all any query or any question you have in particular that we could not take in this webinar, I urge you to go to the study abroad counseling room over here, and there are offers available in the grab and offer room, and if you want any test prep support, of course you can go there. So apart from that, there are a lot of universities who are waiting for you to go and ask them questions on any topic that you find difficult to deal with on the study abroad journey that Nimish showed you. Any part of the journey you feel is difficult for you to grasp or difficult for you to understand for now, is comprehend for now. So you can just go and ask them in our rooms, and of course the representatives in this room as well. And of course, there's an exciting section over here, which is the contest section. So here there are 3 contests which are live and running now. So you can also go and give your entries into the contest. And of course, after you give the entries, you wait for the fest to get over, that is tomorrow, and we'll announce the result. There are exciting prices. There are subscriptions and almost exclusive discounts on our premium packages also. So I hope you had a wonderful session. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you, Nimish. We had a great session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pooja, for the support. Hope you all have enjoyed it.
Yes, I'll just end the